Ready? All right, we're going to call this special finance committee meeting to order. If we could have the clerk take roll.
Mr. Lloyd?
Present.
Mr. Nolan?
Present.
Mr. Freeman?
Here.
Mr. Neal?
Present.
Mr. Woodhill?
Here.
Mr. Sargentson?
Here.
Mr. Kincaid?
Here.
All right, we called this special meeting in light of the layoffs from last week and what's happened since the layoffs over the weekend. I guess the City Council is looking to the administration to present a plan, a public safety plan. And I guess for you guys to kind of walk us through that, where we are and putting that plan together and you know, where we're going. And specifically, I guess, what resources are you going to need from the City Council and how are we going to pay for and implement this plan? So before the council asks any questions or moves forward with anything, I guess we're looking to the mayor, to the public safety chief to kind of present that, where we are.
Okay, well, Councilman, I'll be happy to present a few brief words. I think we've been transparent about the changes that have been necessary in regards to personnel. We're committed to having the largest public safety force that we can afford. Through some grant dollars, we were actually able to reduce the number of layoffs relative to those that had been actually previously announced. We know that we have a community that has communicated clearly that public safety is its top priority through our neighborhood action process. Every single ward identified public safety as its top priority. You also are aware that our general fund has a deficit as presented by our independent auditors to this body of as much as $6 million. The layoffs that we've put into effect account for between $1 million and $1.5 million in savings that we'll achieve between now and the end of the fiscal year. And you also are aware that public safety accounts for 60% approximately of the general fund budget. So we're doing everything we can to disproportionately protect public safety given this tough economic climate. So just to run through the math quickly, if you got a $6 million deficit and public safety is 60% of the general fund, you could argue that on a proportionate basis, public safety should be responsible for 60% of the solution for that $6 million deficit. Along that math, you would end up with a more than $3 million reduction to public safety. Now, this administration, we have that commitment to the largest public safety force we can afford. We've heard loud and clear from our citizens that public safety is our top priority. So we have reduced significantly the burden on the public safety budgets relative to the solution that's required. So again, the layoffs that have been affected account for between $1 million and $1.5 million. As we've shared before, as the finance department gets actual payroll runs, they'll be able to provide that for you more precisely, and that will come in the form of the narrative that will accompany the budget amendment that you'll have for the next regularly scheduled finance committee meeting that we committed to. So we still need to find approximately more than $1 million in savings in the general fund, and we'll be working through that at our next regularly scheduled meeting. But I wanted to just start by setting the stage because the layoffs, the numbers are larger than we might otherwise want, but it's allowed us to maintain the largest public safety force that we can afford. Now, you asked some additional questions about the plan, the implementation. You know that you'll also soon be seeing the fiscal year 11 budget. Within that, you will see our projections for the public safety force that we can afford next budget year. It's important to keep in mind that the general fund for next year will be less than the general fund for this year. So however hard we're experiencing these changes now, we will continue to experience serious financial challenges, and we'll be looking to work together with the council to identify services that we may no longer want to provide at all. We're always open to suggestions about services that we can consolidate or that we can adjust. One of the reasons why I made the decision and our administration made the decision to consolidate golf services and to go to every other week trash collection is because I was not going to subsidize out of general fund dollars that are supposed to be there for public safety and general services for trash collection, for golf courses. We need to do the same thing in building inspection. All those dedicated funds have to be efficient within themselves. So the way we're going to continue to provide the largest public safety force we can afford is to make sure that as many of our general fund dollars, which we can make available for public safety, as we should, given this community's top priority, we're going to have to make adjustments in other areas. And on those 2 points, those are 2 decisions that have been very difficult. For many people, those have been unpopular, but I stand by that decision to make a change with golf courses and to make a change with sanitation because of the focus that we have to have on public safety. So, to step back and talk about the plan, so to speak, the plan, the strategy, whatever you choose to call it. This administration, and I'll let the chief speak to the details, but we've been committed to a couple things. One is the largest force we can afford given our financial reality. Talk through some of that. Secondly, we need to have a public safety force that is more community oriented than it has been in the past. I am not, our approach is not solely to focus on response to 911 calls. We need to have a comprehensive public safety system that addresses prevention, that addresses prosecution, that addresses public education, citizen involvement. We have to have a well-rounded and comprehensive public safety system. So that's the starting point for us. We've gone out on that basis and secured outside dollars for the return of the foot patrol, which will allow us to build, the force to build relationships with youth, with seniors, to prevent crime, to solve more crimes. That's the intention of that program. What we've done with our residents, and I know council members and many people here in this room have participated in these, through that neighborhood action process, where residents identified public safety as their top priority. In every one of the follow-up sessions that we've been doing in February and now March, residents have put forward specific action items that they want to see taken in their neighborhoods to improve their public safety. Those will all be presented back to the city as a whole at our citywide Neighborhood Action and Public Safety Summit. For those of you who have been coming to the Neighborhood Action sessions, you know that that's scheduled for Saturday, April 24th at Mott Community College at the Ballinger Fieldhouse. We'll begin doing more large-scale promotions of that event. Now that we're getting into the month of April and we've done some of the initial public education around sanitation and the every other week trash collection schedule.